And so go ahead and find any comfortable position. We often start here on our backs. And we'll do that today. If you'd like knees bent, do that. If you'd like legs extended, or lying on your side, anything else, just take a few moments. Just lay here and find your breath. And as we notice our breath, trying to slow it down a little bit, just for now. Maybe inhaling through the nose, allowing your whole body to fill up, and then exhaling maybe through the mouth right now. Just a few more deep breaths, allowing each one to be just a little longer than the last. Just allowing your breath to return naturally. Take a moment to notice how your body feels right now. If you have anything you're taking care of today, just remember that we can change or adjust or skip or swap anything during class. So make this what feels good today. Here we're going to bend our knees if we're not already there. We'll keep our arms to our sides and do bridge flow to warm up the back. As you inhale, let's lift up our hips a little bit to begin with. Lower down on your exhale. And then continue inhaling as you lift. And then lowering down when you start to exhale. Matching the movement with your breath. You don't have to be in sync with me because we'll breathe at different rates. So just consider my inhale and exhale cues as more reminders, just a guide. Let's do just a couple more, 2 or 3 more, but maybe reaching your arms behind your head if that feels good, opening up chest and shoulders, coming back down as you exhale. 1 or 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhaling, lower. Next time your arms and hips touch the ground, we'll keep them there. Ground the shoulders and start dropping knees side to side. Just rocking onto the sides of our feet, keeping those touching the mat. Gentle twist to the lower back. Maybe sneaking in a deep breath every now and then. Or just bringing back our attention to our breath. 1 or 2 more, whatever feels balanced. When we come back to center, we'll extend our legs long, reach our arms high, and just full body stretch. Let's practice flexing our feet because we'll do that a lot. So as if you're standing on the ground, pulling your toes towards your head, press your heels to the wall, reach with your arms. On your next exhale, out of our mouth, letting go. Let's draw one knee in towards the chest. We'll use that to rock ourselves up, and then we'll come to hands and knees. And we'll line up shoulders over wrists, knees under hips, a little softness in the elbow, flat back to begin with at least. And on your exhale, we're gonna round into cat pose. We'll round our back, tuck our hips, tuck our chin, finding cat pose. On your inhale, we're going to start to lift our heart, look forward in cow pose. And if you're taking care of anything today or have any back discomfort, you may want to just return to a flat back during the cow pose instead of scooping out. So let's begin to move at the pace of our breath. As you exhale, round into cat. As you inhale, lengthen and look forward into cow. Moving at your own pace and making sure this feels good on your back. Just 1 or 2 more. If you want to take it a step further, think about leading with your tailbone as you change positions, creating almost a ripple with the movement. Head is the last thing to lift. done, returning to a neutral spine, so our flat back. And we'll go into spinal balance. As we inhale, the right arm and the left leg will lift. And we're gonna reach to both ends of the room. So we only wanna lift to shoulder and hip height, if that. Flexing our foot. On your next exhale, let's lower down the side and lift the other. So the left arm and the right leg, it's opposite arm and leg. Thumb turned up, fingers spread wide, toes turned down. On your next exhale, lower down. We'll continue to move with our breath. Inhaling as we lift and lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale, other side. As we do this, let's start to engage our abdominals. So beginning to squeeze your core, pull your belly button in to help keep your balance and to begin to wake up our core. Let's do one or two more, whatever feels balanced for you right now. And then when you're done, we'll return to hands and knees. And we're going to extend our arms in front of us for puppy pose. Gently lowering our chest towards the ground, just bowing down onto your mat. And as we sink in, we're getting a stretch in our upper body and our chest, shoulders. Maybe you rest your chin or your cheek or your forehead. And if this is uncomfortable, or maybe your shoulders aren't feeling this today, just walk your hands back, take hips to heels, and find child's pose instead. So finding a couple more breaths in either one, puppy or child's pose. And then let's all begin to make our way into child's pose if we're not already there. And you can come to child's pose at any time, and you can do anything at all to make it more comfortable, maybe taking your knees wider, maybe stacking underneath your forehead, anything that feels good. Let's reach our arms in front of us if we're not there already. We'll curl our toes under. We're gonna lift to downward dog. So as we press up, driving our tailbone towards the ceiling. Maybe even pushing your chest a little towards your thighs. You wanna look like an inverted V. Fingers are spread wide, pressing evenly through our hands and feet. And then let's start to wake up the back of our legs, and we'll start to pedal our feet, pressing one heel towards the ground, bending the opposite knee, and then the other. And just going back and forth several times. Notice how your calves feel, your hamstrings, your feet. Notice how your shoulders feel here. Continue to press through your hands, dropping the shoulders away from your ears. And then anything else that might feel good here for a moment. So if that means dropping to your knees just to take a quick child's pose or just to reset, or continuing to pedal your heels, maybe taking hips side to side, stretching into that. Whatever feels good here. A couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to make our way towards the top of our mat and come into a ragdoll fold, bending our knees, hands to opposite elbows, letting your belly melt towards your thighs, letting your head just hang here like it's dangling down, like a weight on the end of a rope. And this is different than our regular forward fold, where maybe you'll have your legs straight or a little bend. In a ragdoll fold, we want to take away the stretch from the back of the legs and allow our spine to lengthen. So your head's pulling your spine down towards the ground. One more breath here. On your next inhale, we're going to lift to monkey pose. We'll straighten our legs, come about halfway up. We want to flat back. Pull your shoulders towards the wall behind you. Pull your top of your head to the wall in front of you. Just want your back to be like a table, as long, as flat as possible. Maybe think about lifting your heart, or almost trying to scoop your back like we did a little bit in cow pose. It'll help you flatten it. One more inhale. As you exhale, forward fold. You can have as little or as much bend your knees as you want here. Let's have at least a little bit though, so we don't lock out our joints. When you're ready, sweeping arms up. Interlocking fingers if that feels good. If not, press your hands towards each other. Let's inhale, reach high. On our exhale, reaching to one side. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling to the other side. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, hands will come behind the back. If it's comfortable, clasp your fingers. If not, press hands towards each other. On your inhale, lift your heart towards the ceiling, pressing your hands towards the ground. On your next exhale, gently relax. We're gonna continue warming up with sun salutations. Inhaling, arms lift. Exhale, fold from the hips all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again. We're gonna step back to plank or kneeling planks. During the top of a push-up or top of a kneeling push-up, either one. I'll move through the progressions in my examples today. So from kneeling or from your toes, lower down, elbows in. Let's all go to our bellies for at least this first one today. Inhale, lift your heart. Let's pause here, hover our palms. I like to do this, strengthen our back. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Let's press back up into downward dog. Stepping towards the mat, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, sweeping arms up. Palms together, exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms lift. Option to add a back bend if that feels good. Exhale, fold. Hips forward, fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again, step or jump back to plank or kneeling plank. As you lower down, elbows in, hips stay lifted. They don't sink below the rest of the body. Option to stick with the baby cobra or come to up dog if that's in your practice. With thighs off the mat and up dog. As you exhale, downward dog. Step or jump to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, sweeping arms up, palms together. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Once more, inhale, arms lift. Optional back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Step or jump back to plank or kneeling plank. Lower down, elbows in, hips stay lifted. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward dog. And let's stay a moment in downward dog here or child's pose. So picking one of those and just pausing for a moment. Checking in. We're going to lift up into downward dog. And from downward dog, we'll inhale, take our right leg up to lengthen, flexing our foot. We're going to bend our knee, start to open up our hip, driving our right knee towards the ceiling. Now let's not put all of our weight into that left arm, trying to press through both hands evenly as we open the hip. On your next exhale, we're going to step the right foot through. We're going to build a lunge. Take as many steps as you need to get there. So we don't have to do that in one step. And we want knee over ankle. So once you're there, opening up our hip on the other side. Option to drop the knee at any point here if you need a little more stability. From here, engage your abdominals. We're coming up to crescent lunge on your inhale. Arms lift up, and it's okay to feel wobbly here. This is supposed to challenge your balance. Feeling a lot of strength through the legs as well, a lot of stretch in our hips. One more, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. We're gonna plant the left foot, open up our arms. We're bending into the right knee. And then arms are parallel to the ground. Maybe peek down, just see if you can see your big toe and the inside of your knee. Opening up our hips and then just looking over your right hand. On your next inhale, reverse warrior, so the legs will stay the same. The right arm will reach up and over, look up towards your arm. Exhaling, hands are gonna come down around the right foot. We'll move through a vinyasa, which is that part of the sun salutation where we lower down from plank or kneeling plank. Inhaling to our back bend, up dog or baby cobra. Exhaling to downward dog, and the vinyasas are optional. We'll use them to link together sequences, but you can always go straight to downward dog or child's pose. From here, inhale, left leg lifts. Flexing the foot, we'll bend the left knee, start to drive the knee up. We're stacking our hips. Notice if you're pressing evenly through both hands. Notice if this hip feels different on the other side. And then on your next exhale, we're gonna step it through, build our lunge, as many steps as you need to get there, however you need to. Find left knee over the left ankle. You decide if your right knee is down or lifted. And then when you're ready, we'll move to crescent lunge. Inhaling, engaging your core for balance, so squeezing your belly button in. Reaching up. Good. Feeling a little wobbly. Feeling like you don't want to hold this too long. One more breath. And as you exhale, right foot comes down, plants open up, warrior two, sink into the left knee. Open up, maybe look down, see if you see your big toe on the inside of your left knee. And then rest your gaze over your hand. Back leg is pretty straight here, if not all the way straight. We want our shoulders to relax down. If you don't know what I mean, turn your palms up and see if anything happens to your shoulders. And then try and keep your shoulders in the same position as you return your hands palms down. And if that's a trick that worked for you, you can use that anytime. From here, reverse warrior. When you're ready, inhale, left arm, lift, side stretch. And then exhaling, hands come all the way down. We'll step to plank, move through a vinyasa, or anything else you'd like to do. And we'll continue to add on to this sequence of it today. From downward dog, inhaling, we'll take our right leg up behind us. This time we're just gonna step it right through on our exhale. As many steps as you need, build your lunge. Engage your core, inhale. Let's come back up again to crescent lunge. Exhaling, we'll plant our left foot, open up to warrior two. Remember, my breathing cues are just reminders and cues. Breathe, move at your own rate. Inhale, right arm lifts, reverse warrior. This time on our exhale, side angle, we're gonna take this top arm to our right thigh, form the thigh. Left arm reaches over, looking up towards the ceiling or towards our underarm. Side angle pose. So if it's in your practice to take this hand deeper, you can. It's more important to be open, to like have your shoulders stacked. We're gonna move into triangle pose from side angle today. And so we'll begin by reaching our top arm up towards the ceiling. Then we're gonna straighten our right leg, and wherever that right hand just naturally touches, keep it there. Fight the urge to slide it down towards your feet. Usually that will take us out of alignment. So we wanna be open. We wanna feel this in our right inner thigh and our left outer hip. On your next inhale, engage Engage your core, so squeeze your abdominals. We're gonna lift up, reverse triangle. Right arm reaches towards the ceiling, look up towards your hand. On your next exhale, back down. We'll soften the front knee. Hands come down around the right foot, step to plank. Move through your vinyasa or anything else you'd like to do. Inhaling, left leg lifts. Exhale, we'll step it through as many steps as you need. Build your lunge, knee over ankle. Inhaling, crescent lunge, arms come up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Plant that right foot, sink into the left knee. Inhale, left arm lifts, reverse warrior. On our exhale, side angle on this side now. We'll take top arm, forearm to the left thigh, right arm overhead towards our ear. Trying to open up, so looking towards the ceiling, or almost like you're trying to take your arm behind your head, but you're opening up with it. As we move into triangle pose, let's reach our right arm towards the ceiling. We'll start to straighten our left leg. Wherever your left hand touches, naturally keep it there, not towards the ground. Looking up towards your right hand, fingers spread wide. Feeling this now in your left inner thigh and right outer hip. On your next inhale, engage your core, reverse triangle. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Follow with your gaze. Exhale, soften the knee. Hands come down, stepping to plank, moving through your vinyasa. Or anything else you'd like to do. We're going to move through this one more time. Adding on just a little bit more. Downward dog, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, stepping through to your lunge. Inhaling, arms come up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, right arm lifts, reverse warrior. Exhaling, side angle, forearm to thigh. Inhale, triangle, straighten the left arm and the right leg. Stay here for your exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle, legs do the same. Right arm reaches up, look at it with your, look towards your hand. On your next exhale, hands come down. Finding a lunge. So the hands are around the right foot. We're gonna lift up our left heel, back to the lunge towards the beginning. This time, inhaling, right arm will lift, twisting lunge, look towards your hand. Option to drop the left knee for a little more stability, or to keep it lifted and press your heel back. Pull your knee forward. On your next exhale, hand will come down, stepping to plank or kneeling plank, and moving through your vinyasa or going straight to downward dog or child's pose. All right. Downward dog, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through to your lunge. Inhaling, arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, left arm lifts, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle, forearm to thigh. Inhale, triangle pose, straighten the right arm and the left leg. Let's stay here for our exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle, left arm reaches up, look towards your hand. Exhaling, hands come down around the left foot, bend that knee. We're gonna lift up our right heel to build a lunge or a kneeling lunge. Inhaling, left arm lifts, look towards your hand, twisting lunge. Reach for the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhaling, hand comes down. We'll step to plank, move through our vinyasa, and this time we'll meet in child's pose. So when you're ready, drop your knees, take hips to heels, take a moment to rest. Or if there's any other recovery pose you prefer, or grab some water, whatever feels good. We'll resume in one moment. Reconnecting with your breath. Just letting go of anything that may have come up. And then on your next inhale from child's pose, we're going to come up into hands and knees with shoulders over wrists, flat back, where we were for part of our warm-up. And we're actually going to return to spinal balance here. We're going to lift up right arm and left leg to shoulder and hip height. And so let's engage our core so that we can keep our balance here. And if this is a good challenge, let's stay here, reaching to both ends of the room. If you want to go a little further, we can work into crossbow today. That's optional. Next step would be to bend your left knee. Next step would be to reach behind, see if it's available to grab your ankle. From here, if you'd like to go further, you can start to lift and lift your heart. So many places in between this and spinal balance, but do what feels good today. On your exhale, let's lower down from wherever we're at. Just reset here. And we're going to go ahead and take our right foot forward to build a kneeling lunge. Knee over ankle, just like for our lunge earlier. And then coming up onto our thighs, sinking forward just a little bit. If your knee goes past your ankle, just inch your foot forward a little bit so that we can keep the stretch in the hips here and not on the knee. Hands to thighs. To go deeper, reach arms up, deeper still, add back bend. That will deepen the stretch in your hips actually. Maybe a couple slow breaths. And then on your next exhale, we'll take the hands down. We're going to lift up that left knee, step or slide our right foot back, and find downward dog for a moment. And we're going to do some core work, and it'll lead us into pigeon. But if you prefer, as an alternative, we can always hold plank or do plank flows between downward dog and plank or kneeling plank. But I'll invite you to take your right knee towards your chest and then inhale forward to plank. Bring your knee in towards the center and feel your core. On your exhale, extend it up. Inhale again, this time taking your knee to the outside of the same side elbow. And then exhale, extend it up. Once more, inhale and take your knee across body towards opposite elbow. Feel your core. Exhale up. This time we're going to go into pigeon pose. We'll bring our knee forward, set it down somewhere behind our wrist. Then lower our left knee down, flatten our left foot, and let's extend the left leg back as far as we can. We want to be as far as we can there. If hips are level, meaning we're not sitting on one of our glutes, we want to stay lifted, then just take it to where you want to go. So you can stay on your hands, you could go to your forearms, you could go towards your chest. Maybe you want to come on your fingertips and work towards back bend. Whatever feels good today, trying to find a few slow breaths here. Feeling the stretch in your right hip and glute area. The more we can try to relax in this pose. Our body weight as it melts in will just naturally deepen it a little bit. But if this is a little too much, you could always do a seated ankle over knee that we do sometimes, or lying on your back. And so all of those are options as well for pigeon pose. From here, if you've lowered down, let's come up onto our hands. We're gonna curl our toes under and come up into downward dog, but it'll be a three-legged dog with the right leg extended up behind us. And then we'll set that right foot down, drop to our knees, find hands and knees again. And this time we'll lift up our left arm and our right leg to find spinal balance. So to shoulder and hip height, reaching to both ends of the room. Option to stay here, or next step would be see if it's available to bend your right knee. From here, if you want to go deeper, reach behind and see if it's available to grab your ankle. If it is and you want to go deeper, lift your leg, lift your heart. Don't force it. One more breath in. And then exhale, gently release. We'll reset here. And we're going to bring now our left foot forward to build our kneeling crescent lunge. We want our left knee over the left ankle. And then let's take our hands up to our thighs. Sink in. If this feels good on our hips and we want to go deeper, inhale, lift the arms. Maybe reach back. Seeing what feels best on your hips today. A couple slow breaths here. One more breath in. Exhaling, hands come down. And then we're going to lift up that right knee, step or slide the left foot back, find downward dog. And we're going to do the core work again with the knee tuck. So the options to flow between downward dog and plank instead. So we'll bring the left knee towards the chest. Inhale, forward to plank, knees in the middle, feel your abdominals. On your exhale, extend that left leg back. Inhale, come forward, lift knee on the outside of the left elbow. Exhale, extend it back. Inhale, forward, knee now cross the body, opposite elbow. Exhale, extend it back. This time we'll come into pigeon. We're going to bring the knee forward, set it down somewhere behind the left wrist area, wherever you need to set it. Set the right foot down, or the right knee down rather, flatten the right foot. Fully extend this back leg. Reach as far as you can before relaxing it. Hips are level, and then you can choose. Staying on hands, maybe fingertips reaching back, maybe lowering down. Trying to relax if we can here. Of course, if this is too tight or causes any pain, come out of it a little bit or switch to a different pigeon, seated, or just skip it. And when you're ready, start to come up if we lower down. We'll lift up our right leg. We're going to come to downward dog. Extend that left leg up, three-legged dog. And then just drop that left foot. Find this last downward dog here, pressing chest towards your thighs. And then drop the knees, hips to heels. One more child's pose. When you're ready, we're going to move to a seated position on the mat. And we're going to take our right leg out to the side and have our left foot find our right inner thigh. So face any which way you want on your mat for this. We're going to take our right arm on the inside of our right leg. It doesn't have to touch the foot, however, wherever it goes, just towards the inside of the leg here. And then on your inhale, we'll take our left arm up and over, just like we did for side angle pose, looking up towards our arm, towards the ceiling. Good. This is revolved head of the knee, and we're targeting our left side of our lower back with this. If you don't feel it, chances are we need to open up a little bit more. So we lift up, open up our heart, lift up our arm, almost like you're trying to take your left arm behind your head, but open up with it. It can also help to push your right arm into your leg as a little bit of leverage opening up. Once you're open, if you still want to go further, you can reach towards your foot. That's by no means necessary to get a great stretch here in our back. On your next inhale, engage your abdominals very gently, slowly come up. Our top arm, so our left arm here is going to go behind the back. And we're going to take our front arm, our right hand to our left knee across the body, tall through the spine, and then we'll twist. We're going to look over our left shoulder, maybe pulling against our knee to twist deeper. Gently release, and we'll switch. So remember, we want everything to feel good. If it doesn't feel good, make an adjustment or skip it. I want to take now our left leg out to the side, our right foot towards our left inner thigh, arm on the inside of our leg. When you're ready, let's take a deep breath in, sweep the right arm overhead towards our ear. Focus first on opening up. So just looking towards the ceiling. Maybe that arm's coming towards your head or towards your ear. Just want to go deeper. You don't feel it. Use your arm against your leg. Push into it, opening up more or reaching towards your foot. Feeling this in the right side of your lower back area. On your next breath in, gently, slowly come up. Squeeze your core to help you lift. The top arm comes behind the back. Front arm to opposite knee. Let's sit up tall through the spine. Looking over your right shoulder, spinal twist. Maybe pulling on your knee to deepen if that feels good. Gently release when you're ready. Finding any comfortable seated position for just a moment. Hands behind the back, clasping fingers if that's comfortable. Reach it down towards the ground. Lift your heart up. Gently release, and we'll lie on our back with knees bent just by where we started. Arms to our sides, palms down on the ground, feet flat to the mat. We'll find one more pass at bridge pose. On your inhale, push hands and feet into the ground. Lift your hips up. Go as high as you comfortably can, making sure you can breathe normally. And if this doesn't feel good, or if it feels like too much work, lower down or come out of it. If you want to go deeper, clasp your hands underneath your body, press into the ground, lift a little higher. One more breath in. And exhaling, lowering down nice and slow. Draw our knees in towards our chest. Take our arms out wide in a T position, grounding the shoulders. And then we'll allow the knees to drop towards one side, and then we'll look the opposite way. Gently coming back to center. And on your next exhale, drop your knees towards the other side. Let's turn our gaze to time or two on each side. See what feels good. It's okay if your knees don't touch the ground. If your shoulders start to lift up, we dropped our knees a little too far. We want to keep our shoulders as our grounding point. You feel like you've done both sides pretty evenly. You can bring knees in towards your chest once more. And then curl up like a ball for just a moment. Bring forehead or nose up towards your knees. More inhale here. Exhaling, we'll let go. Relax, open up. Find any comfortable position. If the traditional Savasana, lying on your back, is uncomfortable, you can choose anything else at all. Just take some time here, just a couple minutes, to do nothing. Give yourself a chance to recover, to not be productive, to just be. And we don't have to stop the thoughts. The mind will keep offering thoughts. Just trying to notice them and let them go without grabbing hold. If you get distracted, just bringing your attention back to your body, just allowing yourself to rest on the mat. And maybe starting to wiggle your fingers and toes. Drawing your knees to your chest. Maybe just rolling onto your side for just a moment. And then whenever you're ready, however you'd like, to gently bring yourself back to a seated position. There's no rush, there's still a couple minutes here. Just take a moment and notice how you feel right now. We'll inhale together, take arms up overhead, palms together. As you exhale, down towards your heart. Thank you so much for being here today. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.